morning, everyone. It's great to be here back in New York at Finovate. See so many familiar faces again. Thank you all for coming. So what I'd like to do this morning for the next 15 minutes is talk to you about some of the new and exciting advances that we're seeing in the areas of data and analytics that's helping a lot of financial services organizations really across all sectors, as well as fintechs with some of their most challenging and critical business initiatives. And so at InterSystems, we're a data and analytics technology company, and we work with many financial services organizations and fintechs and so forth. So we tend to have a pretty good purview in terms of key initiatives and challenges that are going on in the marketplace. But even so, what we like to do to get an even more expansive view of what's going on is we very often do these comprehensive surveys of the industry. And so what I'd like to do is take you through 3 surveys that we just recently executed and share some of this data with you about current challenges. And hopefully this is interesting for you. And I imagine a lot of this will resonate with what you're going through with your firms as well. And so the first survey that we executed was a global survey of 554 line of business executives from financial services organizations. And one of the most striking results that we found is that 86% of these line of business executives told us that they lack confidence using their data for decision making, right? And that probably resonates with many of you in this audience as well. And so we wanted to drill in and really understand what were the causes of that. And the number one answer is that they say it takes too long to access the data, by which time the data is outdated. So the need for real-time and near real-time data. And if you look at the data on the right, it's a little hard to see, but starting at 12 o'clock, that first pie chart from 12 to 1 o'clock going clockwise, they tell us that on average, the data that the business leaders are using to make decisions, only 5% of that data is less than 1 hour old. Adding up those first 2 charts, 18% is up to 5 hours old, 63% is more than 1 day old. So it's not even intraday, it's end of day or later, right? And so especially now, I think we all know with the increased volatility and the frequency of these events, you know, the Fed acts, Elon Musk tweets something, there's geopolitical turmoil, companies pre-announce poor earnings. All of these things are happening in real time, and as business leaders, the need to react in the moment is critical. So back on the left side again, some of the other responses. The reason that they don't trust their data, they can't get data from all the needed sources. So it's a data silos problem. Every day we talk to companies that are struggling with data silos. In fact, just now in the down in the booths, down on the floor, I was talking to people struggling with data silos. They can't get the information in the format that they need. So it's a data flexibility problem. It's also a business user self-service problem, a data democratization problem. I can't report on all the data. I have to make assumptions and summarize the data, so it's a scalability problem. The ability to explore and analyze and interrogate the information myself without having to rely on IT. So making the data and analytics available in a secure way to more people throughout the organization so they can get answers to the questions that they need. And then simply finding the information, a data catalog, data search problem. So a second survey that we recently ran was to 250 IT executives in financial services organizations. And they say that data silos are the #1 barrier to innovation for what they need to accomplish. And so 62% say that providing improved access to siloed distributed data is at the top of their list for the next 12 months. And then these next 2 results, providing secure data access to employees at every level of the organization, and that the IT staff spend on order of 25 to 50% of their time helping other staff access the data and the insights that they require. So again, you see some commonality, right? It's business user self-service, it's around data democratization to get answers to the questions that the business needs. And then looking to see where IT is planning to spend on data management technology over the next 12 months. Data visualization, self-service, integration are at the top of the list, right? So we see some commonality around the need for real-time and near real-time data, the ability to bring data in from all of these sources inside and outside the organization to be able to make use of this data, right? And the ability to get insights from data that's locked away in sort of a self-service manner. And then the third survey that we executed that I wanted to share with you that will probably be of interest to many of you in the room are with 500 senior executives from fintech organizations, right? And not surprisingly, the fintechs say that data challenges are their #1 issue, right? So real commonality across IT, line of business, as well as fintechs. So 41% of fintechs are struggling to leverage data for analytics and AI, unable to connect to customers' applications, data, and legacy systems. This is actually a really big issue, and we work with a lot of both banks and fintechs to help them create a dynamic, real-time, bi-directional data gateway to be able to get the fintech applications up and running in production as quickly as possible with a minimum of complexity. And so top initiatives around scalability, reliability, agility, security, and improving customer experience, and where they're planning to spend are around cloud, especially multi-cloud and hybrid deployments, data management technologies, AI and machine learning, which is not a surprise. Very often, advanced analytics and new ways of sort of disrupting the status quo with AI and machine learning is very common, as we know, with many fintechs, and also data fabric technologies. And I'm going to talk more about that as this sort of new and exciting architectural approach. And if any of you would like the full surveys, you can go to our website, intersystems.com/fs-surveys, or if you have your phones out, you can scan that QR code. It'll take you right to that landing page with all 3 surveys. Okay, so with that as sort of the background around the key challenges, across all of financial services, both line of business and IT, as well as the fintechs, really what I want to talk about is this new and exciting architectural approach. It's called a data fabric or an enterprise data fabric. Here at InterSystems, we call what we do with our customers and partners a smart data fabric. And it's a fundamentally different architecture and a fundamentally different approach in that the consumers of the data, whether it's your business users that are looking for answers to their questions, or data scientists that need a data science workbench to be able to explore and build and tune models, or even your applications, are able to access the data from all of these different silos and source systems on demand as the data is being requested by the consumers, right? Eliminating a lot of these sort of latencies and delays and complexities associated with all of these prior approaches. I've been in the space for more than 2 decades, and I've seen point-to-point connections and spreadsheets and batch copying of large data sets from one place to another place, and even data lakes and data marts and data warehouses. This new architectural approach, what all the analysts are recommending, in fact, Gartner calls data fabrics the future of data management, right? It addresses all of the challenges that we just saw from those last 3 surveys in a way that's far superior to all of these other prior approaches. And so that's what I want to share with you for the next few minutes here. And so what's different about it is that all of your sources that you need to get access to, whether it's real-time transactional data or event data or data that's locked away in your production applications or data silos, and even data that's in your existing data management technologies that you've been building, like data lakes and data warehouses and data marts and so forth. All of that data can be accessed on demand as it's needed, as it's requested by the consuming business users or applications, again, eliminating these latencies associated with sort of batch movement and copying of data. And then all of the required sort of data management processes that you may need to apply. You know, certainly integration and transformation to get the data into a consistent format, right, so that it's usable by the business to look for insights and find the needle in the haystack. But not just integration and transformation data, pipelining steps and business rules and all sorts of analytics built into this dynamic data layer. In fact, that's why we call what we do a smart data fabric. So it can be business rules or business intelligence, even predictive and prescriptive analytics can all be built in as the data is being requested, right? It's a very exciting and fundamentally different approach that addresses, if you think about all these challenges from those first three surveys that we talked about, we're seeing all of those kinds of use cases now being addressed with this new approach, the architectural approach of smart data fabric. So it's very exciting. So business users are able to access real-time data on demand. Data scientists, we're doing a lot with what we call a data science workbench, where data scientists have access to all of this data in a secure manner where they can do their data wrangling and build models and tune models, and then take those machine learning models and then what we call operationalizing them, or take them and embed them back into the data fabric so that they can execute with these real-time data flows, as well as a whole range of applications for looking for information inside the business, what we call Business 360, Customer 360, looking at all the different customer touch points with data inside and outside the organization, regulatory reporting, risk, compliance, trade applications, real-time trading applications, and so forth. So we're seeing a whole range of applications being powered with this smart data fabric. And in fact, one of the interesting applications, I talked a little bit about it earlier, is on the top right, the Cloud FinTech Gateway. It creates this dynamic, bidirectional, real-time data gateway between FinTech applications and the customer's back-end system. So if you're a bank and you want to get these FinTech, cloud-based FinTech applications up and running in production more quickly, this can be a really good architectural approach. And if you're a FinTech looking to scale faster by getting your new customer implementations up and running more quickly, it can be a very good approach. So with 1 minute and 43 seconds left, very quickly, one of our customers, we have many customers I can take you through. Broadridge, you probably, most of the people in this room are aware, big $5 billion FinTech, been a customer of ours for a long time. They have as customers most of the major Wall Street banks. They have a $17 billion market cap. They process $7 trillion in trades every day. They built out with us a smart data fabric that brings together data from up to 100 different applications to serve internal users, their customers, and their whole suite of applications with bidirectional live data. Since I have 55 seconds left, if anybody wants to take a picture of this slide, this is actually their slide. I can share it with you in the booth, but data integration, data storage, data processing and analytics, data access, data governance is all built into this fabric, and I can talk to you more about that. We have many customers in financial services. If you didn't get a picture of that, you can come and see me after, and I can give you more information. And we work with many customers. We have customers in more than 80 countries around the world. We have 35 offices worldwide. Our headquarters are in Cambridge, right next to MIT. We're like the Intel Inside in many mission-critical applications, including order management systems where we're processing 15% of the worldwide equity trades every day. Gartner says all of our reference customers said that they would recommend it to others. If you'd like more information, you can go to intersystems.com/financial. You can scan that code, and if you come see us in booth 101, we have a barista. I just learned the right way to say that word this morning in the booth. We have a barista. They can make you espresso, macchiato, lattes, whatever you want. Come down and visit us. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that was helpful.